Hi, I'm Taylor and welcome to Tay TV. Today's class touches on all areas of our body, okay? So my favorite yoga classes are the ones that leave our entire body feeling stretched out and relaxed. So that's what I've got in store for you today. So when you're ready, roll out your mat and let's begin. Starting in a nice seated position, remove the flesh from your sits bones to help you sit a little taller. Resting the palms face down on the thighs. Roll the shoulders up and back. Closing the eyes here as we take a few breaths. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. One more time. Inhaling through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Paying attention to your mind right now, where it is. What thoughts fill up your mind as we sit here. Whatever you're holding in your mind, if there's something that's not serving you, place it on the side. See if you can push pause on it. You'll come back to it later if you need it. For the next few minutes as we sit here, as we flow in class, give yourself a space to invite in something new. We do that by pressing a pause on things we're currently holding on to, or even letting it go completely so that there's new room for something new. And then finally setting your intention for class or dedicating your class to someone. Hold them in your heart. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Opening up your eyes. Start to roll the head clockwise and counterclockwise, these small circles. Enjoying the stretch on the back side of the neck, the sides of the neck. And then coming back up to center. Roll the shoulders, this time squeezing them up by the ears and then melting them down the spine. Again, rolling them up. Releasing it down one more time. Rolling them up, squeezing up by the ears, and then letting them melt down. Coming forward, coming to all fours. And then flipping the toes, lift the hips up and back, coming straight into downward dog. Take a couple breaths, warming up the calves, pulling the navel in and up as you reach the tailbone back behind you, really lengthening the spine here. Looking forward, walking the feet up and outside of the hands, coming into the squat position. Lowering the hips, bring the hands to your heart, elbows inside the thighs, opening up the chest. Pressing down into the heels as you lift the heart, rising up, working to straighten the legs, reaching the arms up to the sky, and releasing them down. Bringing the feet together, coming to tree, so you'll stand with that left foot planted, bring the right foot into the calf, or avoiding the knee, you can bring it up on the inner thigh. Press the foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot, lifting up through the core and the top of the head. Bring the hands to your heart. Bring your attention to that standing foot, that left foot, pressing firmly into the ground. Keeping this inner lifting sensation up through the core, starting from the base of that left foot though. So lifting up on that inner arch. See if you can stand an inch taller. And then keeping the leg where it is, bring the arms down, then bring that right knee forward, staying lifted, hugging the right knee into your chest, leaning forward slightly, and then shooting that right foot back, coming to a high lunge. Sinking the hips down, reach back through the right heel, inhale, lifting the chest, and then exhale, bring the hands to heart. Twisting over to the left side, bring that right elbow outside the left thigh. Inhale, lifting through the top of the head. Exhale, twisting a little deeper, continuing to press back through that right heel. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Coming back to center, staying low with the chest. Drop the fingers down, step that right foot in about a foot. Coming into pyramid. So feet are about hips distance apart. Right foot's facing that right front corner of your mat. Bring the hands on your hips, pulling the left hip back an inch or two, and then releasing here. As always, remembering to breathe. Bring the hands on the hips. Rising up with a long spine, coming all the way up. Step back to high lunge, and then opening up warrior two. Front heel to back arch. As you inhale, straighten that front leg, reaching up. Exhale, bend the knee, warrior two. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, bring that left arm up and back. Side angle, left arm, left thigh. Reach that right arm up and over the head. So feel this lengthening from the right outer foot all the way through the right fingertips. Staying lifted on that left side body. Back up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Triangle, shifting the hips back to the right. Reach long through the left fingers. Sweeping the arm down. Bring the right arm up to the sky. And so keep lifting and lengthening through both sides of the body. Energetically squeezing the mat between both feet. Feeling this lifting sensation here. Opening up the chest towards the right. Pressing down in that left big toe, rising all the way back up. Bending the front knee. Windmill the arms to frame the front foot. Step back to plank. Take a flow or press back, downward facing dog. Looking forward, jump, step, or walk your feet in between your hands. Bring the feet together, knees together, lower the hips, rising to chair. So lifting up the heart, pulling in and up through the navel, reaching through the fingers. Inhale. On the exhale, lower the upper body down, reach the fingers back behind you. Inhale, lifting just the chest and the fingers. Keep the hips low. Exhale, lowering the chest, fingers back behind you. One more time. Inhale, lifting the heart forward. Reach through the fingers, sink back through the heels. Pressing into the heels, rising all the way up. Releasing the arms. Shake it out. Place your hands on your hips. Step back with that right foot, opening up to the right side of your mat. Feet are facing the corners of your mat. We'll come into goddess pose. So I'll face you as we do this. So come into goddess pose, bending the knees, sinking the hips down, bringing the pelvis, you might have to tilt the pelvis down, is what I'm trying to say. So reaching the tailbone down to the earth. You can bring the arms out nice and wide here, feeling the stretch in the chest. Sinking the hips down. Feel the weight in the heels of your feet. Reaching to the top of the head. One more breath. Pressing into the heels, rising all the way up. Rotate the heels out. Feet are parallel, hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Taking a few breaths. Noticing if you're keeping most of the weight in the heels of your feet. Maybe rock forward a little bit into the toes and see how that feels. When you're ready, bringing the hands to your hips with a long spine rising all the way back up. I'm going to switch again, so I'm facing the same way as you. Rotate that left foot forward, bring the hands to the hips, and then again, bending it down, rising, releasing into warrior two. Reverse warrior, left arm up and back, reaching that left side body. And then coming forward, side angle, right arm up and over. Lift it on that left side body. Back up, warrior two. Again, triangle, straightening that front leg. Shift the hips back to the right. Reach long through the left fingers. Sweep it down on that shin or the earth. As you work to stack the shoulders and the hips. Second time around, we won't hold as long, but just notice this. As you come into it for the second time, does it feel any different? Is anything clicking for you? Take one more breath. Rising back up, warrior two. Windmill the arms to frame that front foot. Dropping that right knee, toe heel the left foot out a little bit wider. We'll make our way to lizard. So you can keep that back knee on the earth, palms planted, reaching the chest forward. If this feels good, you can work to lower down onto the forearms. A little deeper stretch here. An option to flip the back toes, lifting up the back knee as well. Taking two more breaths wherever you are. Rising back up onto the palms. Step back to plank. Take a flow or press back, downward facing dog. Taking two full breaths. Looking forward, walk the feet out again, outside the hands, coming to this squat, yogi squat. Sinking the hips down, bring the palms together, elbows inside the thighs. Lifting the heart, shifting the weight into the heels. Pressing down into the feet, rising all the way up, straightening the legs, reaching up, and then releasing the hands. This time coming to tree on the other side, so planting the right foot, left foot either into the against the calf, or again avoiding the knee, bring it onto the inside of that right foot, standing nice and tall. I'll face you again so you can see. Hands to the heart. Again, feeling that lifting sensation from the inner arch on that right foot, up through the leg, the core, the heart, through the top of the head, standing tall. Picking something out in front of you, your drishti, a point of focus. Something that's not moving. Continuing to breathe. And keeping that left leg where it is. Release the arms. You can bring the left knee now forward, hugging that knee into your chest, staying lifted, leaning forward slightly, and then stepping that left foot all the way back, coming to this high lunge. Sinking the hips down, press back through the left heel. Inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, hands to heart. Lean forward, twisting to the right. Left elbow outside right thigh. Inhale, lifting, reaching through the top of the head. Exhale, twisting a little deeper. Pressing back through the left heel. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Taking one more breath. Coming back to center, staying low, release the hands, step that left foot forward about a foot as you straighten the right leg, coming into pyramid. So bringing the hands to the hips, lengthening through the top of the head and pulling that right hip back an inch or two. Feel that deeper stretch on that right side. Then hinging at the hips, releasing it down again. And noticing the feet. If you're wobbling a little bit with the balance, widen the stance a little bit. Give yourself some space, some grace to breathe. Taking one more breath. Hands on the hips, rising all the way up. Stepping back to high lunge, and then opening up warrior two. Front heel to back arch, reaching from fingertip to fingertip, shoulders over hips. Inhale, straighten that front leg, reaching up. Exhale, bending the knee, warrior two. Inhale, lifting, reaching. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, right arm up and back. Coming forward, side angle, left arm reaching up and forward. So grounding from the outer edge of that left foot through the left fingers, open the chest, feel lifted on that right side body. Back to warrior two, straighten that front leg. Shift the hips back to your left. Reach the right fingertips nice and long, sweeping them down. Bring the left fingertips up to the sky. Relax the shoulders. Working to stack the shoulders and the hips. Pulling that right hip under the left. And again, energetically squeezing the mat between your feet. Take in one more breath here. Rising back up, warrior two. Windmill the arms to frame that front foot. Step back to plank. Take a flow or press back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Looking forward, jump, step, or walk your feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Feet together, bend the knees, sinking the hips, lifting up to chair once again. Pulling the navel in and up, sinking the hips down, lifting through the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the chest, fingertips back behind you. Inhale, lifting the chest and the fingers, sink the hips down. Exhale, dropping it down and back, fingers back behind you. Lifting one more time, lifting the heart, sinking the hips down, pressing into the heels, rising all the way up. Releasing the arms, shaking it out. Hands to the hips, step back with that left foot, opening up to the left side of your mat. So goddess on the left side. Feet nice and wide, toes facing the corners of your mat. Hands on the hips, bend the knees, sinking the hips down. So heart is over the hips, lifting up through the top of the head. Again, option to bring the arms out in these cactus arms, squeezing the shoulder blades behind you, but keeping the ribs intact. So that's the trick, finding that balance, right? It's always about balance. Reaching, imagining the tailbone, growing a tail, and sinking all the way down into the earth. Kind of a weird visual, but just thinking about that in your head. Taking one more breath as you sink the hips down, pressing into the heels, rising all the way up. Rotate the heels out. Again, forward fold. So as you're folding, making sure your feet are parallel. If you can't quite reach the earth with your hands, you can grab the elbows. Releasing the head, yes and no. And again, noticing where you're holding the weight. Maybe you try rocking forward into the toes a little bit, seeing how that feels. Bringing the hands to your hips. Long spine rising all the way up. Rotate that right foot forward, front heel to back arch, warrior two. Again, reverse warrior. Right fingertips up and back. Back to warrior two, side angle, right side body. Left arm reaching up and forward. Back up, warrior two. Last time, triangle, straighten that front leg. Shift the hips back to the left. Nice and long through the right side. Dropping it down, opening the heart. Lifting the left fingertips up. And again, we won't stay in this pose another time very long, so just notice how this feels the second time around. Something new that you didn't notice? Notice how this feels in your body. Take one more breath. Rise and back up, warrior two. Windmill the arms to frame the front foot, dropping the left knee down to the ground. Toe heel that right foot out. A little bit wider. Palms down onto the earth. Coming to lizard. So you can stay here with the back knee down on the earth. Or again, you can lower down onto your forearms. An option to flip the back toes, lifting up the back leg as well. Take in 2 more breaths wherever you are today. Rise and back up onto the palms. Step back to plank. Take a flow or press back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Releasing the knees, sinking the hips back. Child's pose. Allowing the forehead to melt into the earth. As you exhale, feeling the outermost layer of your body softening a little bit. Feeling the warmth you've created in your body and how that feels. When you're ready, slowly rolling back up. Coming to a seated position, bring the legs out in front of you. Remove the flesh from the sits bones, sitting nice and tall. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold, reaching for the toes or the ankles or the calves. I guess your shins, it's the front body, right? Releasing the feet, bring the soles of the feet together. Butterfly, nice and wide with the knees. Grab the outsides of the feet. Rotate the pelvis forward. Inhale, lifting, lengthening. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Elbows nice and wide. Releasing the feet, bring the legs out in front of you. Take your time rolling down onto your mat. One vertebrae at a time. Engage in the core as you do. Nice extra core exercise. Hug the knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Coming into a bridge pose, placing the feet on the ground, knees up to the sky, arms by your side, palms face down. Rotate to press and pull the navel down so the lower back's on the mat. Pressing into the heels, lifting the hips. Start to rise up. Keep lifting, keep rising. Keep lifting, keep rising. Keep breathing. Pressing into the heels. One more inhale. Lifting the hips, pressing into the heels. And then lowering everything down. Hug the knees into the chest. Coming into happy baby, arms inside the legs, grab the outsides of the feet. Pulling the knees into the chest, maybe rocking side to side. When you're ready, releasing the feet, making your way into final Shavasana. So if you'd like to pause the video here to take a longer Shavasana, we'll be here for about a minute, or stick with me again for about a minute, and then join us after as we close practice. Slowly wiggling the fingers and toes. Reaching the arms up overhead, stretch from your fingertips to the tips of your toes. Making your way onto your right side body, coming up to a nice, comfortable seated position on your mat. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. I always close practice with a moment of gratitude. Think of one thing you're grateful for. Hold it in your heart. Namaste, my friend. Great job, my friend. I hope you enjoyed class today, and if you have any questions about class or your practice in general, make sure and leave a comment down below this video. Or you can stop on over to taylorpenguin.com and leave a comment there as well. Now, if you stop on over to my website, make sure you subscribe to my weekly newsletter and become a Tay TV insider. When you do, you'll receive instant access to a video I created to help you live a more present life. You'll also receive exclusive content and personal updates that I don't share anywhere else. Keep up your practice. I am so grateful you chose to practice with me today. Give yourself some love for showing up, and I'll see you next week on Tay TV.